Well, you say there's differences. I mean, okay, so I was in Dumb and Dumber, but when we were shooting the scene, Peter Farrelly, the director, you know, I was doing stuff. They've got Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey are doing their crazy stuff, and then I was doing whatever I was doing, and then Peter would come up to me and goes, "No, you can't do anything. You got to play it straight. You're not the funny guy. Straight. Then it becomes funny." I was like, "So just nothing?" He's like, "Nothing. Stop it." You know, so you're like, "Oh, I guess even if I was funny, I couldn't even try to be funny." So I just shut up and did a straight face. And then the scene's funny. So that's people that know comedy. See, I obviously don't know comedy. I'm completely narcissistic, self-centered, and egocentric. No, I'm joking. I'm an actor. How could I possibly be any of those things? I started a website about 7 or 8 years ago, and I used to try and create a conversation on that website with little forums and stuff regarding all sorts of subjects, whether it be whatever show I was in at that time or matters of the world, humorous or important. And I kind of enjoyed that, but it was hard to get the traction going. And I resisted social media for a long time because I just wasn't interested. And of course, when I got onto Arrow, all these guys were doing the tweeting and I did the Facebook thing. And I started doing the tweeting, but the 140 characters thing and the nature of it, it's so I enjoy it sometimes, and I appreciate the people that are involved in it, and it's good fun. But I think it was just at the beginning of this year, someone said, do the Facebook thing, you know, because that's kind of what you were trying to do with your website, and you've started the Twitter, so, you know, maybe just extend it in that way. And then Stephen was brilliant because he has 3,100,000 squillion followers, and he was just like, Blackthorne's got a Facebook page, check it out. So suddenly I had some followers. And I was like, oh, this is what I was trying to do. And I was very, so thank you, Stephen. And I realized it was what I was trying to do on my website years ago, where we have some fun with the photos, with the show that you're involved with, and people love the behind the scenes stuff. I'll be doing some Comic Con Portugal photos as well, so we're putting those out. And then at the same time, you know, if there's little issues that I like to talk about, as I said, humorous or important in some people's eyes, then we can get conversation going. And I love it. You see this conversation, you see this dialogue, whether you're talking about genetically modified foods or behind the scenes on Arrow. You know, it's people talk, and I learn from it as well. So it benefits me as well. So I've enjoyed that. I really appreciate that, the involvement that people are showing. Are you asking me who my favourite bands are? Or have I just come up with that in my mind? Yeah. Black Keys are a very good American band. Wilco is the best American band. You know Wilco? He knows. I could tell that he knows Wilco. Yeah, that's the best American band. And then Radiohead. I went to school with Radiohead, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so the first question. I don't really. It's kind of going back to what we're talking about here. I don't really relate to characters because I create a whole other character. You know what I mean? So how can I relate to a blue-collar American cop working in a fictional city, somewhere like Detroit or whatever, you know? I'm England. I grew up in the middle of England. I go to London, you know, whatever. I can't relate to that. But I have an imagination, and I use my imagination to create a character that I can, you know, find. And the same with Dumb and Dumber. I've done actually the Dumb and Dumber one because I played an ER doctor in that. And I've done so many doctors over the years, so actually I could relate to that one because I've done so many doctors before, but it's been a while. So yeah, it's not about relating to the characters. I kind of like, the character's very different from whoever I am. And Portugal, I spent a lot of time in the 90s doing a lot of commercials around Europe when I was living in London. And I came to Lisbon quite a few times, and I had a great time. I loved it. I would do the commercial and get in the car. Is it Alentejo? Alentejo, is that how you say it? I remember driving around there one time, Evora, Elvash, and Elvash, is that the name? Little town on the rock, top of a rock, a little town, yeah, I had a great time around there. And that's my phone going nuts, sorry. I had to plug it in to recharge it because I was out of juice, now the text is coming through. And of course down in the south, yeah, in the Algarve, that was a long time ago when I was a kid. I remember getting very drunk in the Algarve when I was 16. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, I love it. And actually, I've always wanted to come to the north. And I was just been walking around Porto this morning. It's absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful place. So I'll show you my photos on Facebook later on.